Recently, a thief came into my house and stole money. So I added security to my home. But the theft incident was a big shock to me. I have developed anxiety symptoms. After that day, I feel like I'm not alone in the house. Strangely, I feel like I'm being watched. Every time I enter the house, a cold fear comes over me. Is this just an illusion created by my anxiety? I ordered a hidden camera detector. Once the items arrive, I will explore the house.
On my way home from school, I found the road. At first, it seemed like just an ordinary alley. However, I felt strange when I walked. There was no sign of anyone in the alley. The houses and windows were identical and repeated, and the same car was parked there. Moreover, stray cats always appear in the same places. I couldn't get out of this alley. It felt like something was holding me in place. I had to do something in the repetitive alley, so I waited where the cat appeared, and I chased the cat away with a loud noise. Eventually, I made my way out of the strange alley. This strange experience is vivid in my mind. To me, this still remains a nightmare.
I inherited the portrait from my aunt. The painting was a portrait with a solemn expression. I hung the portrait in the living room. My friend said the eyes in the portrait were moving. From then on, I felt like I was being watched. I found the picture ominous. Okay, first of all, I covered the picture with a cloth. I was planning to return this portrait to my aunt tomorrow. This morning, the cloth covering the picture was lying on the floor, and the portrait was smiling. I shouted and threw the picture on the floor. I don't have the confidence to lift the fallen portrait again. I am afraid that the expression in the portrait will change again.
My office building has 12 floors. One day, there was a button for the 13th floor in the elevator. When I left work, I got curious about the 13th floor, so I clicked on the 13th floor. The door opened, revealing a brightly lit hallway. I went out into the hallway. There was no sound in the white hallway. This pure white atmosphere was very scary. I turned to leave the 13th floor, but the elevator disappeared and a white wall appeared. I fainted immediately. And when I opened my eyes, I was in an elevator. Can I go to work tomorrow?
One day I got a call from an unknown number. When I answered, there was only silence. I hung up, but the calls kept coming. After the sixth call, a text message arrived.
Don't ignore me.
I was scared, but I ignored this call. One day I arrived home late. I got a call from an unknown number, so I blocked the number again. A text message has arrived.
You came home too late today. From now on, you must come home before 10 p.m.
I was crying and my hands were shaking with fear. I reported it to the police. It will be resolved well, right? Please.
When I was young, I was making sand castles by myself. Suddenly, I saw my shadow separate from me. I was surprised, but I wasn't scared. My shadow played in the sand with me, and we played new games together, like catching bugs. While playing, I ended up in a forest far away from family. Suddenly, my shadow went to the empty lodge alone. The shadow motioned for me to follow. I got curious and tried to go into the lodge. It was that time. I heard my mom screaming my name. I instinctively ran to my mother. When I went back into the woods, the lodge didn't exist. Now there is a new shadow again. I always expect the shadows to separate.
I was dreaming of being chased. I was very scared and tears flowed. Then I suddenly smelled Jasmine. This Jasmine smell is what her grandmother smelled like. And whatever was chasing me disappeared. I woke up from a nightmare. My whole body was wet with sweat, and the scent of jasmine lingered in the room. Then I heard a whisper in my ear.
My puppy, did you miss me?
I sat down in shock. Next to me was my grandmother's pillow, a pillow belonging to my recently deceased grandmother. I touched my grandmother's pillow. I can feel her grandmother's warmth.
Late at night, I walked into my apartment building. I pressed the button for the 6th floor, but the button didn't respond. The elevator doors were closed. Suddenly, a sound was heard from the intercom.
Do you want to go for a ride?
And the 4th floor button on the elevator lit up. I was so scared that I couldn't move my body. And the elevator started moving. 2nd floor, 3rd floor, 4th floor. The elevator door opened. It was the 6th floor, which was familiar to me. I got off the elevator. The elevator went down to the 1st floor on its own. As soon as I get home, I am writing this. I am still so scared and don't know what to do.